All-Star Game. We're your casters on Beatdown Boulevard.
And I'm Red Rampage, and welcome.
Today it's the second set of matches between Lawless and Zud Daddies.
Yeah, all right. So it looks like our first map is going to be Dorado here, and coming in from the Zud Daddies are the red team, correct?
That's right.
Yeah, they are. All right, so it looks like we have just a standard dive composition coming in here with the Widowmaker. Widow Genji's kind of interesting, though. Typically you see a different partner with the Widow, but yeah. And then from the side of the Lawless, you have a pretty interesting comp. It looks like we have more of an anti-dive almost, with a Reaper and a Reinhardt with the Zarya for, I guess, those sleep darts. Yes, more of an anti-dive. Interesting because I guess I'm interested to see if they're gonna be playing the high ground with the Zarya and the Reinhardt, because then you don't have like the spam that the Orisa would offer.
Seems like this is a strat that I think would take a lot of teamwork, but based on what we saw of Lawless yesterday, that won't be too much of a problem, as they actually have some pretty good team play, really good cohesion.
And I like the Lucio pick here because when you're controlling that high ground and you're all grouped up in like this one little clump, you can just have the Lucio to constantly just feed the heals, and then your Ana can kind of just heal up the people who are pushing in the front lines. So I like this a lot. Definitely.
Plus Ana's abilities give a lot of playmate potential, especially with that sleep dart, bio grenade.
And to actually pull off the fidget spinner, just to nano that Reaper. Just
oh yeah. Oh, the fidget spinner. So I've never heard it called that.
Our Beyblade fidget spinner. Those are the two I hear.
Here we go.
All right, so looks like we have the Reaper, DapperMafia here. Just he's sitting behind the wall here, trying to not reveal that they're running the Reaper. But it looks like we actually have ZudZubbies, the Widowmaker, playing on the low ground here, so that's pretty interesting. All right, so let's see how this goes here. Cards pushing up. Looks like the looks like already falling. Defense is already falling back here, which is kind of interesting. Opting just to give up the high ground really early in this game, but the Reinhardt can be pushing pretty deep here. We're also seeing deeper ball tops. So. Alright, so looks like we don't see... Oh, looks like the Widowmaker's on the flank now. This could be huge if they can manage to get a pick off here. There it is. We see ZudZubbies find the Lucio here, and that's going to be huge because that's going to kind of have their healing in half. Nice sleep dart's going to find the Genji, though, so Grime's going to go down early. And the defense looks like they might be able to hold this if they can get that Widowmaker off their backlines. Alright, so looks like we're just seeing the Reinhardt. He's kind of going alone, and then Time Crunch finds ZudZubbies in the back. So now it looks like they're up one person in this fight. And yeah, there goes both supports, and I think that's going to call it a fight there.
Yeah, I think that res the end was a little unnecessary. It's too bad. Zud Daddies had a really good strat. They waited until the team fight started. The Widowmaker went into the archway at the back, started shooting shots into the back. Unfortunately, not too many land. Did get the early pick, but it wasn't enough as Lawless answered back with picks of their own. And unfortunately for them, Lawless is now way ahead in the ult economy. Almost have a shatter. Yeah, and they actually almost have their nano boost already, and the Reaper's getting close to that Death Blossom. So that's going to be pretty... We can probably see that Wombo... Oh, but DapperMafia is going to fall, so we probably won't see the Wombo combo coming out this fight. And the Winston's going to jump on the backlines. They're up... with the Reaper down, this Winston's kind of free just to jump on the backlines. And yeah, that's going to be huge. Taking out the Reaper really... Did we just see an Earth Shatter? Yeah. I don't know if I would have Earth Shattered there because it looked like they're already losing that fight. Yeah, I think that was kind of questionable, Earth Shatter. I don't know what you think. Yeah, definitely questionable. Especially the Soul Shatter in the back line. When the Reinhardt's their shield, they need to be protecting the rest of their team.
And especially when you know the Mercy hasn't rezzed it and that you're the only person there, you know it's probably just going to be rezzed up.
Yeah, there's really no point in that.
Alright, so it looks like they're going to be pushing pretty far up here. Oh, actually, I thought they were going to try to stop the contest, but the contest comes down. And oh, that's a good kill from Time Crunch here. And Death Blossom and a Nano Death Blossom, they're not going to find anyone because the Transcendence is going to nullify. Here comes the Dragon Blade and the Lucio ult. All these ults, the Diva Bomb. That's not going to find anyone. Just all these ults getting nullified. But Kaldhen's going to find a kill on SilentTitan. That's huge because, oh, but Emperor's going to go down. So both teams are losing a support now. And ZudZubbies is just finding so many kills here. There's the Graviton. That might just be able to turn the fight. Yeah, it looks like that's going to turn the fight completely around. Wow.
Wow, that was really intense.
Yeah, that was like every ult pretty much just thrown out. And Beezlur already has his Earth Shatter back.
Yeah, that's what happens when a Ryan keeps swinging.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, last fight, a lot of good ult uses on both sides. DapperMafia getting nullified with Transcendence was great. Grime didn't get too much value out of the Dragon Blade. And unfortunately, once again, ZudZubbies was picked off by Time Crunch. Yeah, I think the interesting thing is that we saw from the side of Lawless here, they didn't use that sound barrier there. So maybe the Dragon Blade could just be used to draw it out because I think he knew that the sound barrier would be coming out. So maybe they just decided to try to draw the sound barrier out. Right. Because, I mean, you see Lucio, he can charge ult typically fast, if not faster than Genji, so...
But yeah, it looks like Zud Daddies is fun. We're almost out of time here on the first push, and this hasn't even reached the first checkpoint. Typically, this is kind of make or break in Dorado, but Grime just found a huge pick on Emperor, and Kaldhen's going to go down, and I think this might be where the push, yeah, I think this might be the push comes through. I mean, there's only 2 on the card here, but if you're looking for a Lawless, they've lost both supports, so I don't think they can win this fight.
Yeah, you know, I don't really know what happened there. Lawless just kind of split themselves up, allowed themselves to be picked off, took plenty of 2v1s. It really didn't work out in their favor. And
I mean, if you're looking for something positive here, they did manage to get the Primal Rage out of Vorty, but I mean, that's kind of like an ult that's really not going to be a huge engagement ult. It's more just going to be there to stick on the payload, so...
Yeah, he'll probably get it back before, long before he needs to stall again.
Yeah.
The Reaper's coming up on the Death Blossom, and they don't have a support ult on the side.
And yeah, I mean, they're getting pretty close to that sound barrier. Also, the Nano Boost has made a decent amount of progress, so...
Although the Zud Daddies Mercy has the Valkyrie, so...
Yeah, but there is also the Grav, which could be really big. It's at 93.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, but here comes the Death. That's a good Death Blossom. That's going to find both supports. But a Dragon Blade comes out, finds 2, but also the High Noon's going to find 1. And so, okay, so, yeah, looks like they're just Lawless might be able to turn this fight around with a couple extra picks. Yeah, they're definitely able to turn this around. And then that was almost a team kill there. They just managed to, pretty much after we saw that Dragon Blade kill out, I think they just used that, okay, we can kind of just rush in. And they had a couple support kills from the Reaper. I think at that point, they're pretty confident in that fight.
Yeah, I think the Reaper ult pretty much won the entire fight. It knocked D.Va out of her mech, and then killed both supports. Although the D.Va used self-destruct, he killed her before she could get back into her mech. And they pretty much only used 2 ultimates, one of which happens to charge really fast, read a High Noon.
The very interesting thing is we saw a time crunch. When he saw Grime pull up the Dragon Blade, he opted to pull the High Noon out to try to catch him mid-Dragon Blade, and it actually worked, so...
Yeah.
But Grime, that was interesting. I don't know how they managed to res Grime there. Because he just went right after, time crunch went right after Grime, and then as soon as Grime peeked in the room, Diancie managed to find a res. I don't understand. I mean, that was really risky, but it pulled off, and looks like, yeah, the Zud Daddies, sorry, are going to be able to just take this fight.
Yeah, it's one of those plays. If it works, you're amazing, and if it doesn't, everybody flames you for it.
Yeah, but I mean, that was because, like, especially, you know, the McCree's still on the high ground with you. But, I mean, I guess maybe she thought the McCree went in, but it worked, so, I mean, you can't judge the play.
Although, yeah.
But there's a Graviton. That's going to catch about, maybe, is that 2 or 3? But ZudZubbies is going to be able to find a High Noon there. And we're seeing a lot of ultimate support. Yeah, there's, like, the Earth Shatter, the High Noon, the Grav, the Sound Barrier, everything. And DapperMafia is finding both supports. I think this is where Lawless might take this fight. I mean, there's a couple kills from the side of the Zud Daddies, but I think with those 2 supports down, it has to be just such a big advantage.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a pretty good I want to say discipline from the side of Lawless, only using 2 ultimates.
Oh, an interesting switch is they switched off. It looks like they switched off the were they running McCree and they switched to Junkrats?
Yeah, that seems to be the case.
Oh, but DapperMafia finds a double kill with the Death Blossom. That might seal up the fight, and Time Crunch is gonna find a nice pick on the Riptire, and this might be just as many kills. This is pretty much just the D.Va left, but a triple D.Va bomb, but it might not be enough. I mean, even though that D.Va bomb could have bought some time, but no, I mean, when you're already down 5 members on your team, killing 3 still just doesn't bring you back into the fight.
Damn, that was a crazy play, though. Imagine if they did something with it.
If they had even 1 more person on the cart, that could have been a game-changing fight.
Honestly, I think the real MVP of that fight was Diana sleep darting the Genji as soon as he Dragon Blades, completely nullifying that ultimate.
I'm like, I hear the Genji gun, I'm looking in the kill feed, I'm like, oh no, it's going to be a sleep dart, not even just a straight up kill to the Genji. And that's one of the risky things, is the delay it takes for Genji to pull out his Dragon Blade leaves him really vulnerable to a sleep dart if Diana's around. Yeah,
that's why it's really good to shift up into the air instead of straight at the enemy.
Yeah, I mean, also thing is, though, is when Genji's falling with that shift in the air, I mean, pretty much as long as the Ana's within a certain radius and they have good access to their sleep dart, they're probably going to hit the Genji, so.
As we saw just now.
Yeah, but looks like we're seeing, I think Lawless are on the, they're on the attack now? Sorry, they're on the attack, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're on the attack now, so they managed to do a pretty good defense, especially on Dorado, only giving them 1 point. But as we saw, that second point on Dorado is pretty annoying when you get under that bridge there, because there's just so many spawn advantages. We can come back and hold that a couple times.
Yeah, I gotta say though, Zud Daddies is playing pretty well.
Oh yeah,
more team cohesive than we saw from before.
Yeah, I mean his Widowmaker there as well was his defensive Widowmaker there, finding 2 picks there. I mean he had a lot of fights where he turned around with his Widowmaker.
Yeah, it was pretty good. So
yeah.
Pretty what we got now.
Pretty standard Tracer Genji dive coming from the Lawless with Moira and Lucio. Actually, I'm pretty interested to see the No Zenyatta on this dive.
You normally with Moira, she can only heal people at arm's length aside
Yeah.
from her healing orb.
I mean, this looks more like a support you'd run with quad tank, but
Yeah, or just any kind of death ball. But
yeah.
it could work if she stays with her because of her mobility and the way she can protect herself and get away.
I mean, she can also toss the orbs to the dive.
Exactly, but she could just go in with the dive and dish out her own damage to keep her health pool up.
And Moira is very ranged as well, so with her primary, she can reach a lot with that. But looks like we're gonna see the Genji try to just go for a little bit of that deflect poke, trying to scout if maybe if they have a Widow. But from the side of Zud here, we have a Junkrat and a McCree. So again, kind of a pretty standard defense with a hit scan and a Junkrat. Just typically to see that with the Ryan Zarya. This is interesting. None of the teams opted to favor the Orisa here.
Yeah, you think on a place where a strong defense is beneficial. Really good anchor take like Orisa would probably be ideal.
An interesting thing here is since they only have the bubble and the defense matrix going down, and we saw that Zud there, he was able to just kind of shoot down the supports, and the supports were forced under the card. But wow, already so many kills. Beezlur finding 2, and Time Crunch and Emperor coming with their own kills. And I think this might just, Time Crunch is just already on fire. Beezlur finds another 2. Oh, this man is just playing this Winston insane right now.
My goodness. Yeah, this is exactly what exactly what I was talking about. Lawless, they work really well together, and that's especially important when running this sort of dive comp.
Yeah. I mean, we're looking at this like this is like the all-star team, right? These like aren't all teammates, right? So the fact that they're working this well together is quite impressive.
Yeah.
But we are gonna see a Dragon Blade. He's gonna dive right back. He finds the Ana. There is no threat. But honestly, getting that Ana out of the way could be, even though they're losing to Genji, trading a DPS for support could be a nice trade to take. Oh, but they're gonna take out Zud Daddies, or ZudZubbies, but damn, they're losing, and the Tracer went really deep. They're trying to find a pick on the line, but costing the life, and actually, a couple picks coming in favor here of Zud Daddies, and that might just turn the fight around here.
Yeah, although I think Genji for Ana is a pretty decent trade for the side of Lawless, I don't agree with the use of the Dragon Blade. Jumping in, just as I was talking about good team play, he jumps in by himself, pops the Dragon Blade, sure he gets one, but the rest of the team shreds him, and it leaves, and then the comp sort of falls apart from there.
I mean, they did find the kill on the soldier after, but we thought maybe, I'm like, oh, maybe that's where the fight's gonna turn around, but no. And you look at here, the time crunch finds Grime, and they have 4 minutes, and they've already almost won this map. Yeah, and the Emperor's gonna find a nice coalescence. That's actually a really nice coalescence, picking up a kill and a lot of healing going down. And that's a nice Diva Bomb. That's actually gonna zone the Moira in the back, which leaves Beezlur kind of to fight that Moira alone, which is kind of what you want, to zone that Moira away from the team to get all her healing off. And that's a nice primal rage there. That's gonna force all of them off the point. Just leaving looks like the Zarya and the Diva on the cart. They might be able to take this game. And no, the Junkrat's gonna get the nano boost, and he's coming on the cart. It looks like there's a couple members here of the Zud Daddies able to make it back. But Time Crunch can take a SilentTitan. That's a huge pick here. That might just seal the fight, honestly. And there's a sound barrier. Yeah, it looks like they're just using their ulti. They know that they can take in this fight. And there we go. Wow, Lawless. That was a very, I think Lawless definitely showed their strength there. It looked like they were definitely dominant on that map.
Absolutely, just holding in Streets phase, which isn't too common in
definitely not.
maps, and just to win so quickly, almost losing, winning most.
Still 3 minutes on the clock, still.
Yeah. Yeah, the good team play definitely showed once again here.
Yeah. The power of the Winston Genji in the backlines here, like just diving those people and just forcing them off, it's just ridiculous what they can do.
Yeah, you can even see it in this play of the game right here. The fact that no one's going in by themselves. They go in as like an entire group. Even the Moira dealing her damage while keeping the team. Oh
yeah, because she can just toss those orbs in there as well. And that damage is like, you have to have a Diva to eat that up or a Genji to deflect it. You're just taking so much damage you don't want to take.
Yep.
But yeah, I think that was a very, I think we saw how dominant Lawless was, because it looked like I think both teams individually, all their players have a great talent, but I think that the Lawless worked better as a team that map.
Yeah, and that's really all it is. You can have like the best players you could have like Birdering, Rascal, Effect, top tier players, but if they don't work together, then you don't have anything.
Yeah, and I mean, I think it's just, like we saw that Lawless on that Zarya ult, she got grav really fast, and that was a huge factor.
Even the Genji and the Genji player for Lawless too. Time Crunch, I believe. Yeah,
Time Crunch was playing the Genji, and he was just like, literally any time there was a target who could die to a Swift Strike, he found that target. I just think he played really well. It looks like Horizon Lunar Colony is like another map here, and I'm actually excited to see this map, because this could be a map where we see some of those heavy tank compositions come in.
Yeah, we've seen dive comp, quad tank, we've seen a lot of things work here.
Just everything pretty much on this map. Even the triple tank Junkrat you see defensively sometimes.
Oh yeah, definitely. A lot of corners and some small areas that can make use of his bombs.
This is interesting. They're going with a looks like it looks like we're gonna see the heavy tank composition here. I was gonna say like Winston, you don't typically see the Winston in heavy tank comps because he doesn't really like provide. No, is that a Bastion? Okay, we're not seeing Bastion.
No, it's a little early for that, but
yeah. But looks like are we gonna see a Torb? Okay, I want to see the Torb.
let's get actually. Lawless do like to mess around a little bit, so this could actually be a serious pick.
But the thing is, like when you're running that double shield and you like. Here's the interesting thing, is like on this map, this opens fair play. Fair is a decent pick on this map because you have kind of that opening there to fly up. But if you're running a Torb as like the only, I would say, quote unquote hit scan, that Torb tour can take care of a fair pretty nicely though, if they were to run it.
Yeah, especially if the Orisa was covering it with the shield and they focused it a little more.
And Orisa can also hit the fair as well. I mean, that's...
Yeah. It's a little hard since her damage is projectile, but it's possible, especially with her halt.
She's more ranged than a lot of the other characters.
Absolutely, especially all the other tanks.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm actually really excited to see if you are going to see Torbjorn, because typically Torbjorn you consider to be more of a meme character. But I mean, that Molten Core, yeah, it looks like they're running it, because to be able to get that Molten Core and just like have so much HP and so much damage, and if your team is alive and you have that Molten Core going, you're just doing so much more damage than the other team.
Yeah, and they're running it with a double shield comp too. I wonder how that's going to go.
Yeah, and I like this because that way you can have the Orisa shielding the turret, and then Reinhardt can just kind of stop, put the shield on the side that the other team's pushing, so you don't have to worry about shielding the turret as much.
So I'm looking for this round, especially from the side of Zud Daddies. I'm hoping they don't waste as many ultimates as they did before. I think they should communicate the use of them a little better.
Yeah, and one thing they have to make sure they use right there is if they can get that Riptire up, because this is awkward when you're holding point, is that you're very exposed, so using that Riptire is typically harder to do.
Yeah.
But alright, looks like we just have a fight here on the side, but the Roadhog's gonna find a huge hook on SilentTitan, but it's gonna get eaten up, but SilentTitan falls, and that's actually huge because that means they're down at like half their healing. And Grime falls as well. Yeah, I think we're just gonna see a wash first point here, honestly, by the quad tank. This is what quad tank does. If you have so much more HP than the other team, it's so hard to lose that fight because they have to work twice as hard to kill, you know, a Reinhardt than they would to kill a regular DPS character. And that's just why this comp just rolls in so easily.
Yeah, you're right. Unless you were expecting this comp, you'd run like the Junkrat Reaper, but in this case, they really didn't because running the Torbjorn against the quad tank really just doesn't work.
Oh, but looks like we're seeing a triple tank with a Widowmaker now.
Yeah, I guess they want to run off, pick off the squishies.
Yeah, I mean, you have a decent amount of high ground control on this map. But looks like they're already able to get on point here. So we're seeing that Zud Daddies looks like they're holding a little farther back. Actually, the Reaper's gonna jump on the high ground, but Wrenn finds a nice pick in Kaldhen, and Grime finds Emperor with both supports stand. You gotta think they might just have to back out here. Yeah, this definitely looks like Grime's gonna find a couple there. And yeah, if you're Lawless, you just need to back out. You just can't risk getting staggered. Yeah,
I think that that Coalescence was used a little strangely.
Yeah,
Emperor was on his own a little too far. He's a little too far out. Although he could reach the team with the extent of her heals, she wasn't able. She was a little out of position and was able to get destroyed by the Junkrat.
And actually, typically you don't see as much Pharah on second point as you do first point.
You're right. I think what they're looking for is because they don't have a, they don't actually have a response for it. Although they have a good spawn advantage, so that could change.
But that's a nice Earthshatter. It's gonna find two, finding their Orisa taken. That might be able to take down one of the barriers, but Reinhardt's gonna try to respond with a charge here. But Wrenn and ZudZubbies look like they might be able to turn around. And honestly, I think we might just see it like the reverse. Yeah, the Zud Daddies might be able to turn around this fight. Wow, Grime killing Time Crunch. You don't see that too often. Junkrat killing a Pharah.
Yeah, it looks like they don't need to. They don't feel like they need the hit scan. Grimes is enough.
Yeah. So what do you think? Like, do you think the Pharah was a good pickup here? Because now that they've seen the Pharah, they could definitely adjust to the composition if they want. Yeah,
I think it was good for the beginning, where it's like, oh, damn, they have a Pharah, they don't have time to switch. They were able to win that decisively, very quickly. I don't think it would, they could have done anything about it, but that doesn't seem the case, so I don't know if they should stick to it.
Diancie finds DapperMafia, and that's an earlier pick, because now you're already down one, and that's a huge Earthshatter, finding 3 members, and I think that's going to seal the fight right there. Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know what that Coalescence, though.
Me neither. Unnecessary, used in a, obviously, one fight, but she does get it quickly, so...
The Court of Law and DapperMafia have their ultimates here, so you have a support ult, and you have a combo between the the Graviton and the DapperMafia with his pulse bomb. So you can try to just throw that in, get a combo kill, and then just sound barrier, just clean up the fight.
Yeah, pretty much ended right there.
Yeah, and I think I like how ZudZubbies has been playing this Reaper. He's been playing an extremely aggressive Reaper, just getting in their face. But Time Crunch is going to trip the barrage, and he finds 4 members in that fight. And I think that might be it. And the Reaper's going to run out, and there's the sound barrier, just to try to say, you're not even touching us now. And Grime just tries to touch one, but he's going to boop himself off. He's trying to get back on. But they've already given up a tick, so this is going to get off, and you don't have as much time to spawn in. 2 ticks, now they have like no spawn time. They need to come on spawn quickly. And a Death Blossom, but that's going to find Time Crunch. But there's a Valkyrie as well. And a Pulse Bomb going to find no one. I think this fight just might be one for Court of Law, or sorry, for Lawless. Court of Law, I meant found the list. Yeah, honestly, I don't even know what you can do. I think at this point you just run to a comp that can try to stall longer. At this point, you know you've lost this map, or not lost the map, but like you can't recover this point at this point. Especially if you take out the May there. Like you just need to try to stall as much time on the clock as possible. Yeah, I don't know. I think, yeah, this is just looking like they're just trickling in, just trying to stall out. But every second's valuable here, because if they can somehow manage to bring this, like, even if they can stall for another 30 seconds, that could be huge. Well, that Earth Shatter found, like, I think 2, and that could be huge. I don't know. I think it was just a little bit of a reach there. That's only going to find 1 kill, and they're still up a couple. There's another sound barrier. Wow. Also, I'm going to find Grime. That's another kill. Looks like we're seeing a switch onto the Winston here just to try to come on point and assist your team faster. Winston Zarya is kind of interesting, but I think they've already won this fight. There's a Barrage just going to try to just force everyone up point. He's going to find ZudZubbies. That's good. He did his job. Got it. Looks like Wrenn's about to touch back on point here. And here comes the Winston just to try to get out that damage to the Ryannnnn. And Grime and SilentTitan just doing as much as they can to touch. So what do you think about this so far? They've still quite a bit of time off the clock.
Oh my goodness, I can barely... This is just going back and forth.
I mean, I think we already know, yeah, I was about to say that Lawless had won the fight, but they still have almost a minute off the clock.
Yeah, no more. Almost 2 minutes, I think.
Yeah.
They captured, no more maybe. They captured point A rather quickly, so they essentially had 7-ish minutes to capture point B. That was crazy. I honestly, like, it was going back and forth. At one point, I thought Lawless was going to finish it. I thought Zud Daddies was going to make the hole, but back and forth, players started coming back, ultimates started building. And at the end of the day, Lawless was able to focus each member down enough, and they weren't able to come back together as a full 6. So they just couldn't get it together fast enough.
I think the reason why Zud Daddies were able to hold on to that point so long is because ZudZubbies Reaper there, he was playing so aggressive. He was just getting like constant kills, like for a couple fights there in a row.
Yeah, no, he was really putting in work, getting aggressive, getting some kills, and then flying out to his heels.
Yeah, honestly, I think that one fight we saw the Earthshatter finding 3, when you see the Reaper coming in there, like, you know people are dying. So I think the fact that they committed the Coalescence there, knowing that they have a Reaper up there, I think that was kind of just like, almost like greedy ult, I'd say. It's like, oh, you see so many people dying, you want to kill them. You have to be able to restrain yourself from doing that.
Yeah, I agree. So now we got from the side of Zud Daddies, they're running the Sombra. Oh, but Sombra's DPS more like it, because they're still running 2 supports, 2 tanks.
I mean, interesting thing is normally you see a Sombra take like the off support role, and then you see a main support with the Sombra.
You know, I think it's because of the Sombra changes. Now she doesn't gain as much health pack, so I think what they're looking for now is her hack, which is a lot stronger than it used to be.
Yeah, her hack it's like it hacks faster, so it's just like you can stop like if the Lucio and the Junkrat from using his concussion mines and stuff.
It hacks faster, but it also disables pretty much any actual ability you have.
Yeah,
Lucio
so
can't
like
just
Lucio's
swap
songs, right?
now. Their songs are gone. You don't hear any music even.
And I think this is good because you're looking at the defense here. They're running a Lucio and a Moira, and both of those are very abilities. You're relying on the song swap, and you're relying on the orbs, and those are both shut down by Sombra.
Exactly. So what we're looking now is Sombra's probably still gonna lock the health pack to deny the healing, potential healing for the other team.
But once again, no Zenyatta from the side of Lawless.
Yeah, they seem to really like to avoid that character.
I mean, and Zenyatta's like with the Discord orb, yeah, your team's doing more damage, but maybe they like the more. But speaking of the Sombra, Sombra's down already. And Diancie's down at this point, even with the res of the Sombra. When you're down, yeah, I think this fight's well. You see DapperMafia, he's just like, I don't like these support characters.
Yeah, I know, like, pretty much the same problem. They're just letting DapperMafia do whatever he feels like.
Yeah.
He's just getting the free kills, the free damage on the
like,
Reaper.
You're looking at the comp, they don't have anything to deal with that Reaper. The Winston and that D.Va both get kind of just shredded by the Reaper, and it's just... Well, I mean, D.Va can kind of deal with it, but if you have a Winston diving in there, you can't dive in as freely because then the Winston or the Reaper just sits there, just shotgunning you down. You cannot out damage his shotguns.
Oh no, absolutely, and that's why you got to be really careful running the Winston into this, even with the D.Va. But when your Reaper goes for your supports, you can't just sit by and do nothing.
Yeah, I mean, I actually saw Grime. He was kind of getting stuck in the backline. He managed to get out there. We saw DapperMafia. He wanted to get Grime, but if he managed to kill Grime there, I think that would have been just another reset before the fight even started.
Probably. Both pretty much even in ult economy here, both, although they're a little ahead on support ults from the side of Zud Daddies.
Yeah, I mean, I think Vorty here, he's been playing, I think in my opinion, they might want to switch this up because with this Reaper here, Vorty's diving out a lot, but he's just getting forced out by the Reaper. Yeah, and DapperMafia finds another, because like DapperMafia, I feel like he's been doing a lot right now. He's just been constantly just taking out the support characters, just been doing so much right here. This is interesting transcendence there, but they're actually, did they find a D-Mech with that? Yeah, that's actually nice, getting a D-Mech there, because that's gonna, yeah, but Zud Daddies is gonna go down. I don't know, this fight's very like going on and off here. These Riptire is coming in though, and I don't know if that killed anyone. A sound barrier, I think that's gonna be a fight one for Lawless. I don't know about that Earth Shatter though.
Well, if I would even argue the sound barrier was unnecessary,
yeah.
But that Earth Shatter 100% not needed.
You saw that, like, the Winston was like half health there, and he just like, no, he's like, I don't like Winston. Clearly this guy hates Winston.
Half health, and the only one left on the point.
Yeah. I mean, the thing about Earth Shatters is, like, you get, like, when you use the Earth Shatter, it almost gives you, like, an insurance policy, but it's like, it's just a Winston, you have a Reaper. Like, it shouldn't be that big of an issue.
Exactly, and I really agree with you what you're saying. They really need to swap this comp up, because it's really just not working.
And now you're seeing, because they're running that Tracer, it's like, if they have, I mean, if the Lawless was running a Mercy, I would say this would be even worse. But with that Junkrat, you can't run as freely around because those, if you get tapped once, a concussion mine's gonna kill you.
Yep.
I honestly feel like if they were to change this comp up, maybe a Pharaoh would be the way to go. But there's a Death Blossom, and that's gonna be eaten up by the defense matrix. And now actually Emperor goes down. This might be what they need to turn this fight around. But no, a D.Va Bomb and the Tracer in the trap, and never mind, that fight just got swayed back in Lawless's favor.
Well, that's really unfortunate. You know, for the moment, I actually I believed that the Sombra EMP actually got the entire team, and I thought, okay, this is it. But it missed the Reaper hiding up top, and that gave him the chance too. As soon as the team dived onto point, Zud Daddies got ripped apart by
just look at DapperMafia. He's already at 60% on another Death Blossom.
Unbelievable. This guy's just tearing it apart. On fire the
entire time. And like Reaper's ult typically doesn't charge as fast. Like isn't one of the faster charging ults. So
no, it isn't. And Zud Daddies still running the same comp, just not.
Yeah, I think they have a Genji.
They have the Genji Tracer now, but still, like the Winston dive doesn't seem to be working.
Yeah, because Winston, like because of how aggressive DapperMafia is playing, you can't dive in as this Winston because Winston's always in the front lines, but Diancie goes down, that might be it. But yeah, the Winston's just playing way too aggressively against the Reaper. I mean, he does kill Emperor, but no, the Battle Mercy comes out. A Sound Barrier, and with that Sound Barrier, I think that's going to signal the end of the map.
Yeah, you know, now that we're at the end of the map, it doesn't matter. Just use every ult you got.
Yeah, and that's it. Wow. I definitely think they were getting a little too, like, they just weren't switching up their comp there. And with that Reaper, you have to try to switch to something like, if you were to run maybe a Deathball comp, that probably would have been better.
Yeah, I agree. You know, even if the Winston dive could have worked, if they were a little more coordinated or, you know, if they tried to rotate a little more. But the point is, it wasn't working. And I think they knew that. When stuff like that happens, you need to switch off.
Yeah. But Time Crunch's Fair was insane that map as well.
Yeah, no, it was actually really good. I would say that swap, despite my disagreeing with it, it won them the map. Or sorry, it won them the round, I should say.
Yeah, no, and definitely, like, that was like typically, like, you see Pharaohs typically swap off after the first part of the map unless they have the barrage. And I don't even think he had barrage. He just wanted to go in right away. He didn't. He just swapped onto the Pharaoh's second point because he saw that there was no answer, and then he farmed that barrage so quickly.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. All right. Next map up should be Ilios.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, Lawless is up 2-0. I think, like, I wouldn't even say these maps have been, like, really close. I think Lawless has been their team play's been a lot better, and they've been better at adapting. They've been switching up their comps more efficiently.
Yeah, I agree. Again, it's the same thing we were seeing last night. They're really good at working together. I think they must have really good comms. The way they the way they dive together and everything like that. Good tank play, I would argue. Although I still question the ult usage on the side of Lawless, but that comes with time.
Yeah, I think they almost getting a little overconfident. They're like, oh, you know, we'll pour a couple extra ults in. But really, if they start developing that habit a little bit, that could lose them a fight.
Especially if, sure, you win this fight, you blow all your ults, and then enemy team has just 1 or 2 ults. That'll pretty much be enough.
And I mean, the enemy team is like, if you lose a fight, but the other team blows all their ultimates, you're fine with that because that's almost like a one fight because you're getting rid of so many resources. Next, if you come in with an ult advantage, you could just use your ult advantage and win the fight.
This is especially true with 2CP.
Oh yeah, definitely. 2CP is like you can't even, most of the time on 2CP, once you lose a point, once you lose a fight on and you're on the defense side, you don't go back to touch the point.
Yeah, no, it's either or that or you're just consistently staggered. It's really hard to get back off your heels.
And if you just stagger one person with a touch and then the other team comes in and you're down 1 and they even get a tick on the point, that's what we see because the spawns on 2CP are so brutal sometimes where like you have to just, you can't, when you go in and you're like, you know, with your counting down here, you almost won the map and you have about 4 minutes left, you know you're probably going to finish with closer to 3 minutes left.
Yeah, I agree. So next map, we're running Control, Ilios. I still think both teams need to work on the ult economy. It's not as well. I still think it's just as important here as CP because
it's important in every map though. Ult economy is just generally an important thing.
It is, especially here. If you don't do the proper ult usage and you're just wasting time, not dying soon enough when a fight's already lost, you're pretty much giving point capture time to the enemy team while still wasting time that you'll be using to have to regroup.
Yeah. And so far out of Lawless here, I was gonna say, like I was expecting to see the Pharah because we saw that he played a pretty strong. Was it Time Crunch who was playing the Pharah last map?
I believe it was.
Yeah, and we saw that he was playing such a strong Pharah, and this map is kind of like the standard DPS comp typically sees Pharah Tracer because that works so well in this map.
Yeah, most Control maps I would. That's not true.
The Pharah is just genuinely good on majority of the Control maps because she has so much extra room just to get in the face of the opponent.
Yeah, and usually there's a pretty high skybox, so it's a little harder for the hit scan people to get her.
And typically that's why like you don't see as much 76 anymore on these maps. It's like 76, yeah, he's a great counter to the Pharah. If you manage to hit the Pharah, when the Pharah is constantly, so much higher than you, it's harder to hit those shots.
Yeah, long story short, there's a really easy checklist to know whether or not you should run Soldier, and there's only one question. Are you AKM? Yeah.
I mean, that's true. I think, honestly, now lots of people think maybe the Creatures might be a better answer as well.
I think it is because as long as you have the aim, it's way more burst damage, and you can still 3 or 4 tap the Pharah. This is just body shots if you were the McCree.
We're actually seeing the side of Zud Daddies here running the Ana.
Oh, and they're running the McCree.
Yeah, though they're looking to counter the Pharah. I think they knew they were going to be a Pharah comp because they saw how well the Pharah. And speaking of the McCree counter, there goes down. Pharah goes down, and that might just be it. That could be a huge factor because now you've lost like pretty much your main source of damage. And the Mercy's getting targeted down by Vorty here. And yeah, I mean, and Quarter Law also gets slept. And yeah, Wrenn's going to take a Beezlur. I think at this point you think that they've won this fight. Zud Daddies have won this fight. Yeah, I mean, I think it's about a 4 or 5 to like 2 here, and I think that's over. And yeah, Diva's just going to jump there. She knows she doesn't want to get staggered. But Kaldhen actually finds a kill on Grime there, but looks like he's just going to try to get back here. So, I mean, honestly, I think you're okay with Grime going down because you know he's probably going to come back. Yeah, it's definitely just the Lucio. There was no way he could have won that fight. But I gotta say, really impressed with ZudZubbies. Predicting the Pharah play and and absolutely just immediately taking down the Pharah. And I gotta say though, Beezlur was playing a little sloppily, just diving in by himself, just with the Tracer, and ended up getting punished for it. Yeah, and we're seeing. I mean, I think Vorty's. Oh wow, but time crunch of Beezlur, that just might seal the fight right there. 2 huge picks, and yeah, but Vorty takes the Beezlur. I feel like the styles of Winston we're seeing from both teams are very different though. Yeah, I agree. On the side of Lawless, it's way more aggressive. Yeah, Beezlur's playing a bit of Vorty, kind of like Vorty almost goes on his own more. He's always trying to single out targets, but on the side of Lawless, we do see the Diva and Winston typically are doing a little more teamwork. Yeah, definitely. But like that's the point. You want an aggressive Winston, and you also want a team that follows up with them, and that's pretty much what you see when you watch Lawless play. And ZudZubbies just got punished for going deeper. He sees the Winston low health, so he tries to chase him down, but the Primal Rage just pops. Now they're gonna lose their McCree, who has that Deadeye, so he needs to get back here fast, and they might just lose. That's a huge ult they're gonna miss out on in this fight. Yeah, I would argue that it was probably necessary because without that, if the Winston did die, it would have guaranteed the win. Yeah, no, I'm just saying that like I don't think he was expecting to see the Primal Rage come out. Yeah, I agree. This is interesting. We're gonna see a nano into the Primal Rage, which is typically not what you see typically from Winston. Because typically when you're Primal Raging, you're knocking everyone away from you unless you're knocking them into walls, and that's just gonna like defeat the whole purpose of the Primal Rage. Or
Yeah,
the nano boost, sorry.
Right, exactly. Yeah, I don't
Yeah. Emperor finds a kill on Vorty.
gotta love the battle mercy. Yeah.
Nice and headshot there. Hey,
Yeah,
she
I
does
def-
damage. She does damage.
Yeah, I definitely disagree with the use of the nano, but I think now what they swapped off onto the mercy was that they were just trying to get rid of it, although still, there are better targets than ulting Winston. But now, Lawless has a few ultimates coming up, the Rocket Barrage especially to look out for.
Yeah, honestly though, if you're looking here, and I love Diva Bomb on this map because if you can get the bubble out, if you could just throw, oh, she's gonna ult actually on the side here. Does she manage to get her mech back? She does. And now with the Diva back in mech, and we're gonna see Lucio almost get booped. He's gonna struggle. SilentTitan's barely down the top of the map here. And honestly, Lawless, they lost the first fight, but the first fight, but they managed to recover it extremely fast, only giving up 28%.
Yeah, you know what? It's unfortunate. I was expecting a little more from Zud Daddies after that first fight. They stuck together a lot better, but now, like, you can see how stifled these kills are, one after another. Just every couple of seconds.
And I'm gonna say this now: ZubZubbies held on to that Deadeye for almost the whole game.
Yeah, no, you definitely gotta at least try to use ultimates, especially against the Far Mercy. All you gotta do is wait for Farah's rocket jump, and there's no way she doesn't have time to get out of the way, especially in an open map like Helios.
No, that was definitely a little questionable. I think he's like, he wanted to see the opportunity when the Pharah and the Mercy were just so up in the air where they couldn't dodge it. But sometimes you just can't wait for those opportunities. You just need to throw it in.
Yeah, sometimes you gotta make the opportunities.
But yeah, honestly, ZubZubbies here, he's still sticking with McCree. I feel like he needs to change up how well he's using these ults because he can't. Oh, he's actually on the Pharah now. I like this bit. But they're putting Grime on the McCree, and I'm honestly interested to see, will Grime kind of play his ults more aggressively? I think that'd be a huge impact to this map.
Yeah, I think if he was really thinking about what happened last round, he'll give it a try more. Both teams running the Orisa definitely want to run the boop into the well. Maybe we'll see more boop action from Kaldhen too.
Ooh, I'm gonna say this. I think this is interesting that the side of Zud Daddies here, or Zud Daddies, sorry, they're not running the Roadhog, and we're seeing a pretty typical boop comp from the side of Lawless. Just getting all the ability just to boop into the well and pull into the well, but Quarter Law gets sucked into the well, and yeah, I think this might be the same case. We're gonna see the Zud Daddies take the first point here, or take the first fight. But Emperor's just gonna jump into the well. She's just going down into the well. You know?
Yeah, definitely a smart move. No use wasting any time.
That Mercy was staggered a little late because the whole team's already spawned by the time Mercy gets back.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. Now I guess it's Lawless that we're seeing a little scrambled. I see them all in separate different places, not respecting the Lucio boop, and it definitely cost them, especially Court of Law. Gets booped right into the well without realizing it from the back. So
and Grime already has his ult.
This time he better use it.
Yeah, and this might be like a decent opportunity, just like, because once that shield drops and reset, and Beezlur's gonna go down, that's already huge because now there's no shield and Kaldhen goes down, and already they've been playing this a lot better than they did last time. There's the Deadeye, and that's what you need to do. You need to force that Mercy out.
That's exactly what I'm talking about. As soon as you see the Mercy flying in the air, unless there's a teammate, she doesn't have much of a chance to get away, especially if she's on the objective.
Oh yeah, Kaldhen, 0 deaths last round, according to.
Oh nope, I think he just died though.
Oh, okay, well that's unfortunate.
That's too bad. Everybody dies, buddy.
Yeah, you know what? Unless you're you know, a Lucy that's wall running around the edges of the map the whole time. But looks like we're gonna see ZubZubbies just going for the fair one. But DapperMafia, nice switch onto the Diancie. That's gonna be able to put a lot of pressure on the McCree. But Wrenn finds Beezlur, and the time crunch gonna chuck a barrage in here. That's gonna find Pharah, and that's actually a huge pick because now there's no pressure from the other Pharah on in the skies. Emperor is somehow gonna find a res. There's like 2 other people in there, but Diancie's also gonna find a res, so both team getting a tank res, and there's Diva Bomb being chucked in, and that's not gonna find anyone. Grime finds Kaldhen, and this might be, I mean, I actually thought that this fight was gonna go to Lawless, but now I'm not quite sure. Yeah, honestly, Zud Daddies might be able to take this fight back. Wow, that was a, Grime is, I think Grime is really good to put Grime in the 3. I think Grime, like look at that, 3 kills there from Grime.
Wow, you know, that had me really scared for a moment, especially with the really quick death of Grime right in the beginning, and the way they just let Mercy res their Winston right in, one of their players right in the middle of the fight. But oh wow, this fight's still going on actually.
And wow, there it is. He just sees that Pharah and oh, but DapperMafia with a huge Dragon Blade. But a res is gonna come to the Pharah, but finds the Mercy. That was a very close fight at the end there.
Wow, DapperMafia really did not want to lose that point.
Yeah, but I mean, at that point, when you're just a Genji, what can you do against a team of 6?
He's only one man.
Yeah. And honestly, if you were to like not look at the scoreboard right now, and you were looking at the side of the Zud Daddies here, you wouldn't think this game's going 2-0 so far.
Yeah, no, but that's the thing. I'm seeing better play from ZudZubbies, which I'm glad, but I'm also seeing not the usual play, what I'm used to from Lawless.
Yeah, and I think Grime on the McCree was a huge one because I feel like he's been playing the McCree that like kind of fits better. He's been targeting down that Mercy and the Pharah better, and he's finding those people who are straggling in the back lanes. What we saw at ZudZubbies, he was just too scared to use that ultimate.
Yeah, this is definitely a comp that works for them. Although now on the side of ZudZubbies, they're not running the Lucio with their dive.
We're actually gonna still. I really like the Roadhog pick here because I think this is one map where we can kind of like when you have people running around the rims of the map, you can get the Roadhog to pull them back in. I think the Roadhog grind with the D.Va. This is actually quad tank. Wow, I didn't realize that.
Oh yeah, buddy. Lawless is running the Slambulance.
Oh yeah, this is we're gonna see how this goes. But one thing this quad tank's weak to is there's not a lot you can do against this Pharah.
Although it's free damage, honestly, those big beefy tanks are just free ult charge for her.
At that point, it's like if you basically when you're running quad tank, you just ignore the Pharah and go for everyone on the ground. And it looks like it might just be working for them. Honestly, if I'm on the side of Zud Daddies here, oh, he already has Barrage. And that's a huge barrage. D-meching the D.Va with the 4 and then killing Lucio, that could bring this fight back really quickly. It looks like it might, because it's just the baby D.Va and the Moira. And Moira, sure, she has self-sustain, but it's not enough to fight 3. And yeah, the fight quickly only giving about 20%. That's perfectly fine, because that's pretty much just nothing.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about. The fact that all those tanks gave so much ult charge to the Pharah and happening to die in a good position, giving Diancie a good chance to res her, and as soon as she comes back up, before Lawless can even realize it, Rocket Barrage.
Yeah, and that was the extreme flash. And Grime, like we said, this man's a good McCree. He's got that Deadeye ready. Wait, did they just flip it back?
Now that is what I believe the kids these days are calling a C9.
Yeah. Actually, DapperMafia tried to rush Grime, and Grime just used the Deadeye to demech the rush. And that's good, because now you're just taking up the D.Va for free. Honestly, though, I think we're going to see Zud Daddies take this fight back. Yeah, no, definitely. I don't know about that barrage.
Once again, not too sure about using all those ultimates.
Yeah, I think once he saw his own D.Va get demech, he almost just got scared and just clicked it.
I guess so, but that's where the discipline comes in. You really gotta make sure.
Because there are only 2 people left. Like on the other team, you can win that fight without a barrage.
Especially when you have the Valkyrie going.
Oh yeah, definitely. But I mean, you still have the Primal Rage. You're pretty close to a D.Va Bomb, but Kaldhen finds something, and you're halfway to a Deadeye. So you have a couple ults coming.
Kaldhen this entire game, just getting boop after boop. This guy's all over the place.
But while giving up that point for just a couple seconds isn't huge, because now they're just getting so much less percentage than they could have had. And now they're forced to use the Primal Rage just to match the percentage of the other team. But yeah, we saw a lot of ults come in though, but from Lawless, but they managed to hold on to the Graviton.
Yeah, the Graviton, they're pretty close to a sound barrier. I think, and especially with coming up on only the
but Ember falls
early.
early. And SilentTitan is probably gonna get rezzed here.
Wow, Kaldhen really has SilentTitan's number. First a boop, then a kill.
Yeah, but he's gonna get rezzed, and now this is huge because the other team lost their Moira, and Kaldhen's almost dead here. He's really close, but no, he's actually managing to survive that. Wow. But there is a rocket barrage, and that's why the 2 kills. Half the tank's gone. Finds ZudZubbies there, time crunch finds it, but still, Grime's gonna find Kaldhen. This might with me. Both D.Va bombs being chucked. Oh, DapperMafia! That's not what you want to be seeing if you decide of Zud Daddies here.
Absolutely not.
Because that fight was winnable until that D.Va came. Now you only have about 10 seconds to touch the point. This might not even be a good fight.
It really was. Every time you think the Lawless are about to lose something, DapperMafia just says, no, not today.
Yeah, I mean, I really thought we could see a map turn around, and that Graviton's going to stick them back there. But there's no really follow-up. And actually, Law went really aggressive there, but Emperor farms ZudZubbies. She could be punished for it, but no, they're just going to take that advantage. And that's 3 kills. I think that might just signal the end of this.
Yeah, it's really strange.
I mean, unless it can be a 6-man Deadeye, I mean, it's only 1/6 the way there. Only a couple kills. I mean, they might be able to stall this for a couple seconds. I don't know, actually, it's just a baby D.Va now.
Yeah, I think once the Lawless gets out, that'll be into that.
And yeah, that's going to be a 3-0. That means that we've seen that Lawless is already going to be the winner of the series.
Yeah, we still have one more map. But,
I mean, you just you know, if you take the last map, you say, yeah, you didn't get swept.
yeah, exactly. Still could win something.
Yeah, no,
Just
this
like-
right here was the game-winning play. Because if DapperMafia did not get this huge D.Va bomb, they would have lost this fight.
Yeah, definitely. And there it is. My God,
Yeah.
2 tanks and Mercy.
I mean, even just killing, it doesn't matter which 3 they were. Just killing 3 is a game. And yeah, he gets it on as well. That's just ridiculous.
Yeah, honestly, DapperMafia, definitely a standout player, both last night and tonight.
Yeah, and I thought we saw ImTheLaw on the D.Va earlier, so it looks like they just kind of both, they have a lot of players look like who can play the D.Va, and that's good, because then you have ImTheLaw, which looks very comfortable on the Zarya, getting those grabs really fast. This works a lot better, I think.
Definitely, especially having many people who can play the off tank. You can swap between different styles, different strategies.
Oh, yeah.
Really work out to surprise the enemy.
Mm-hmm. So, I don't know, what do you think honestly, I think from the Zud Daddies here, we've pretty much only seen dive from them.
Yeah, I mean, if dive's the only comp you can run, that's fine. Just, yeah, again, you
Yeah,
gotta
it
stick
works most
to it.
time, but I think the Lawless have been playing it so nicely because they've been running Reaper. Time crunch has to go. But ads is coming in. That's good. All right.
Actually, it's ADS, I found out.
Oh, really? It's not even ads. It's just ADS. All right.
No.
What was CabbageHead? Was CabbageHead just put in?
Yes, he was. On the
Okay.
side of Lawless. Yeah, I think
Yeah,
Zud
so it looks
Daddies
like
just-
ADS is their other DPS players. That's good.
Yeah, I guess you know what, all I really want to see from Zud Daddies is a little more of that cohesion. Last game they were
Yeah.
doing really well. They actually, it was a really close map. They were timing their engagements well. Pretty decent ultimate economy. So I think if they just took that one step further, they could take this last map and prevent being
All
swept.
right. So you have a couple of minutes here. Emperor's just restarting his PC. It sounds like. So
Yeah.
yeah, we have some time to talk about these teams.
Yeah, what do you think? You were watching them last night too. What do you think? Any differences from then?
I mean, honestly, I think that, like we said, Lawless was. I mean, we saw last night that Zud Daddies, was the Zud Daddies who took map 1 very easily.
Yeah.
They took Junkertown pretty much easy, but then Lawless just kind of swept. I think at this point, Lawless just says, "We're not giving you that map."
Yeah, no. It's crazy. After winning that first map on Junkertown, it really seemed so convincingly at that. It really seemed like they were going to maybe win the whole series, maybe. But then as soon as that happened, they just started to fall apart, and
Yeah, and I
Lawless
mean,
really got into their own.
Yeah. From Zud Daddies here, I mean, they looked like that last map. They looked a lot more comfortable on control, but I feel like they were just that D.Va bomb came in. That's just it. Like that's just, you know, sometimes you get those lucky D.Va bombs, the well placed D.Va bombs that just come in, and you just gotta accept that sometimes that happens. But you don't want that to happen when, you know, you're on your kind of cusp of being you know, either staying in this map or losing the map, and that's unfortunate. It had to happen right there.
It is, but hopefully they learn that you really gotta watch yourself when you know the D.Va has bomb. You gotta make sure
Yeah.
you have your movement abilities or your near cover or something along
Yeah.
those lines, because you can't just getting taken out like that, especially 3 of you. That does not feel good, and
I mean-
especially knowing you can prevent that.
Yeah, we see. Was it Grime who had to head out?
I believe it
Grime's-
was. No,
Oh, Grime. Yeah,
Oh,
Grime's gone.
Grime is the one who left.
It was Grime and Time Crunch who both had to go. So switching up their DPS line completely.
Yep, and now we're seeing ADS and CabbageHead.
Yeah, that's what it is. All right, so yeah, there's a couple other swaps coming in from both. There's one swap coming in from each team, I believe.
Yeah, that's correct.
All right, so yeah, we have some couple of roster changes. You know, yeah, so it looks like this is just what we're seeing here. Our New York Excelsior versus Shanghai. Okay, so it looks like we have just have the Overwatch League All-Star team versus the New York Excelsior.
I'm sorry, you just said the same team versus the same team.
Did I?
No, sorry, I was just playing. I mean, like NYXL is basically the all-star team. Like,
Yeah.
it's unbelievable. And it's basically, I think NYXL versus the entirety of OWL is finally a fair match.
Cool. I mean, they did lose the Spitfire though.
Oh my god, I just realized that. Oh, you're right, and I just realized I have my my NYXL icon up, so that sounds really biased.
I don't like playing cards, man. I'm a card player. But Icon Mold is going to be our map 4. This will be our last map. We will not be going to a map 5, unfortunately. But this is hybrid. This is kind of where the 2 maps that ZudZubbies look like are kind of you know, not the strongest on right now, comes into place. And maybe if when the 2 maps combine, they can pull something else out.
Yeah, I mean, if they showed even just a little bit more of what we saw last game, I think they can really make something happen here and prevent getting
Yeah,
swept.
I mean, taking this map is nice because you wanted to say we took a map. It's kind of, you know, rough when you go into this series. You played like really close last game. You can't, if you could, you want to come out with that map win.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I
Always
mean,
better
yeah,
than
I
nothing.
think alt economy from both teams has been a little off this last game.
Yeah, I think from both teams, but mostly Lawless, funny enough, are a little more questionable with their ult uses. I think they just get really trigger happy.
Yeah, I mean, but sometimes it does work when you don't have those ults and you're playing trick happy. You're just getting kills.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. Just the pure coordination is what's keeping them going.
And yeah, I'm really interested because normally first point in Icon World can be pretty difficult.
Could really go either way, as it is essentially point A of 2 CP, and we all know that's impossible to hold.
Oh, I want to see this. Wrenn is picking. No, he's a tank player, I think. I don't know. Yeah, I would love to see Hanzo because, I mean, you have that little archway at the front where if you're on attack, you can probably get Hanzo. Might not be a bad call, but other than that, I mean, typically it's just you don't see a lot of.
Yeah, I think we should give it a couple seconds before we start taking these picks seriously. One time I saw Hanzo Symmetra Junkrat.
Oh yeah.
Like Torbjorn. And
I mean, honestly, I mean, if either team wants to pick up Symmetra, I mean, hey, you got this huge choke point here. I mean, Deathgate's always an option.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying Lawless should run this strat, but they should totally run this strat.
Yeah, definitely. But I mean, we're seeing a soldier, which we haven't seen any. I think we've seen 76 once other time in this series.
No, I actually don't think we have. Although,
I think they ran it briefly on Horizon. I'm not quite sure. I think I might be wrong, but I could remember. I'm pretty sure I remember seeing Soldier briefly, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, I want to say we haven't seen Soldier throughout the series. Which is
and also May.
Wow. Okay, Wrenn's just back and forth with all the defense characters.
Yeah,
I really can't tell.
I don't think that's a serious pick.
I don't know.
Especially when they're on attack.
I don't know. I've seen some things, man.
Yeah, I mean, I would love to see May, but I think Junkrat 76 is such a prominent. Yeah, he's switching, but I think Junkrat 76 is a very good defense here because you know the other team's probably gonna be running a Pharah, and you know that Junkrat's good here, so you kind of have the hit scan for the Pharah and the Junkrat for the choke scan, which kind of makes the perfect defense here.
Yeah, it's definitely a good comp. I think they're anticipating the far from ZudZubbies, and they're anticipating correctly as it's about.
And ZudZubbies already taken a nice chunk of damage off the start, but he's using a pocket jump, and he's going around the as we call the flank stake. And he's just going in for the flank here. And this is what you want to see from the Ferris, because all of a sudden the soldier has to start targeting, and that means you leave so much damage away from the choke point. You leave the Junkrat pretty much to be the only provider. But Diancie gets slept. They're not taking advantage of it though. And Kaldhen goes down. This was what they need. But they have they have a lot of the members extremely low here. And ads goes down, or ADS I should say. And they really just need to push in here. They killed out Lucio. There's lots of killing gone. There's an anti here. The Reinhardt's low. You need to use this. And yeah, this might be the turning point. Yeah, that's a lot of kills. And DapperMafia is just left alone. Lucio's going to come back in. DapperMafia gets a DMAC, but really at this point, even a baby diva with this many people left is still going to contribute. Kaldhen's at 1 health. He can't really afford to stagger when you haven't capped the point. Beezlur's gonna go down. Yeah, ZudZubbies on the Pharah. I think, yeah, he's just getting so many kills on this Pharah.
Wow, you know, at first I thought Lawless predicting the Pharah might have not spelled well for her, but they honestly they played the strat really well.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised. DapperMafia got like almost attacked by Azir, and I did not expect. Like, I don't know how he got that ult so fast.
Yeah, just when you land a lot of your shots, you build ultimate.
Yeah. And I mean, you're looking at the Junkrat. He's got his ultimate here. But there is a lot of high vantage points in this map, so you can kind of climb that tire up to maybe kill the pharmacy if you can.
Yeah, definitely. I think, wow.
Wow, you're seeing how many ults does, wow, you look at the side of Zud Daddies here, they have 5 ultimates.
Yeah, way ahead in the ult economy, and getting all these early picks too.
And Law's out this fight, that means you do not have the graviton coming in, and wow! I think at that point you don't even use any ults. You've already killed, yeah, that's just a roll. And you saw how aggressive they were playing. They just left the Ana on the cart. So that was essentially a 5v6 they just wiped.
No, this is exactly what I want to see from them. This aggression, although a little shaky in the beginning, still good coordination, running the dives, really disciplined ult usage. I love this. This is exactly what
this is Kaldhen's playing a little awkwardly. He's going in their back lines as Lucio. DapperMafia is doing the same, but I mean, it's kind of interesting. And yeah, CabbageHead goes down before the sound there. Oh, but here comes a grab. I don't know what the grab only caught 2, it looked like. But once again, a nano into Primal Rage. I mean, there might have been a little bit of miscommunication because I guess he primaled to stay alive in the grab, but then they also thought maybe they didn't realize the Winston was caught in the grab, so they natted him to win the fight. I'm not quite sure.
No, you know what? This time I kind of agree with the. Sorry about that. I kind of agree with the Nano because they were afraid of the focus fire. Maybe the Winston was getting low, yeah. And they wanted to take the damage reduction.
Yeah, I mean, I think ZudZubbies has been playing like completely different this game. I mean, he's been playing well the whole thing, but I think this has been the strongest performance so far.
Oh, without a doubt. Just completely uncontested. There's nothing anyone can do about it. Not even
to save the Lucio. Yeah, that's what you call like. I think Lawless is getting a little. They're getting a little frightened here. They're just kind of trickling too much. At this point, just give. I think this point you give them the card because you're staggering too much. You're using Coalescence. You're using Tac Visor. You can't afford to be using these ults when you only have 2 people on the cards. I mean, Beezlur finds ads because a nice bubble there is going to be able to. So actually, but here's a huge barrage. Yeah, you saw that coming. That's going to be able to find. Actually, only Court of Law. I thought I'm able to find the Lucio as well. And Beezlur is getting a lot of kills, but SilentTitan goes down. Kaldhen goes down, and that's a Diva Bomb I'm going to find. No one yet, but SilentTitan gets the res. And a little bit of a attempt of a pulse bomb there from Beezlur, but no. Actually, wasn't Beezlur on the tank before?
Yes, Beezlur was the Reinhardt.
That's interesting.
Yeah, really flexible play.
And he's been playing the Tracer pretty solid. He's been winning a lot of 1v1. Yeah, I mean, you're sticking Beezlur here. They've stalled about like a good minute off this card, and that's what you want to be doing because it's so hard to cap this one. Because sure, you're playing aggressively, but when the card is like it's still far back when you're pushing there. The other team's gonna be able to have a couple resets.
Yeah, and wow.
And I mean, looks like a Reaper now. I like this switch a lot, because like I said, when you're running that Winston die, oh never mind. 3. ZudZubbies finds 3. I think this man's fair is the best we've seen in the game.
So far, yeah. I don't disagree with the switch to the Reaper, especially DapperMafia. He's been great on the Reaper the entire match. Yeah. But I just think Lawless has been on the back foot pretty much since they lost point A, and they haven't really been able to get it back. So. And
look at this. You have 3 ults, and you have your bomb, both your bombs, who are getting really close.
Yeah, although a sound barrier and graviton from the side of Lawless coming up, so that could.
Yeah, and you also have the Coalescence already, which is not bad. And there's the Nano. The Winston's gonna jump in, and this is good. You see how many ults they're dedicating because they know they can just steamroll this if they dedicate ults.
That's got to be like the 3rd or maybe 4th rocket barrage from ZudZubbies. This guy's getting it.
Oh yeah, no,
so
this man's fair has been insane this game. I mean, yeah, ZudZubbies just finds another kill. I mean, that sound barrier is a stall. You have 4 there. It's just meant to stall. That Graviton's actually gonna find 3. They're gonna have to take out the Ana, and the Tracer actually doesn't fall. AES is gonna survive somehow. And then now you're getting a lot of reset time, but they're not getting a proper reset. They're getting about a half a team reset, which is you're still losing that fight. I mean, Beezlur makes a swap onto McCree. I mean, I think at this point you stick on the Tracer to touch point faster. What do you think so far? You think they should have stayed on the Tracer to touch point?
Yeah, it probably as I feel. It's a good way to stall, but at the same time, if their tanks can stall long enough, the Reaper staying on the point is good because he can shred the tanks.
It doesn't even look like they're stalling. Oh, actually, no, this is a turnaround. This might be a turnaround. Wow, DapperMafia finds 3. And this man just earned his Death Blossom.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, looking at the ults, though, Lawless have more ults.
Yeah, you know, another classic DapperMafia. They're trying to sit on their back foot, and DapperMafia just says no. Not today.
And wow, look at the time bank. It's already been ran down to just over a minute. Not surprising. You think they have so much more time, but also that stall on the second point was so long. They don't have as much time.
Yeah, so many resources used too in that last team fight on the side of ZudZubbies.
Yeah.
Really not good, especially now that there are 3 ultimates. The Death Blossom, even the Coalescence are coming up on the side of Lawless. Definitely going to see one of those this fight.
I think we saw DapperMafia. He was looking for that Blossom there, but he just backed out because he knew that Diva was still there to eat it up.
Yeah, now ZudZubbies has 4 ults though, although they just used the Pulse Bomb. Definitely something they can do there.
I mean, Pulse Bomb is one of those ults you can get back very quickly, but a Nano finds only a DMAC with the barrage. And that's not what you want to be seeing with 2 so crucial ults. Wow, looks like Lawless is going to be able to hold. This might be the last fight that Zud Daddies had to win this.
Yeah, they really need to disengage right now so they don't get any more staggered kills.
But if you're Lawless here, you gotta be happy because you know that if you can take this map with any time remaining, then you can win. Because it's only possible to draw at that point, right? So
that's if they cap within over a minute.
Yeah,
so they
that's
can
if they
still
cap
hold
within-
well enough that
Yeah.
they can still take the win.
At this
Although it
point,
doesn't
though,
seem
you
like
gotta
there's
be
much they
thinking
can do.
that this is kind of looking like an interesting because SilentTitan's in the front lines, and you do not want that as the honor. I mean, you killed a Winston as a revenge kill, but DapperMafia finds Diancie, and yeah, I think this point, there's so many kills coming out. But actually, I was gonna say that found DapperMafia, and it looks like this just the kills are trading pretty evenly here, but with spawn advantage slightly in the favor of Lawless. It might just be a Lawless fight. Yeah, Kaldhen finds a D-Mech, but Emperor goes down. I don't know, this seems like a pretty even fight so far. CabbageHead with a nice Primal Rage there, gonna get the Baby Diva off the point, and now he's focusing SilentTitan. SilentTitan just has no mobility to get out. He gets slept just with the last move to not charge that sleep threat fast enough there. And ADS is staying alive. He has that pulse bomb. Looks like he might drop it here on the shield. Doesn't catch anyone. CabbageHead just kind of jumping over the point. Here comes a Riptire though. And that's gonna find two in the backline. That's what they need to win this point.
Yeah, that Riptire is absolutely huge, getting 2 kills.
Did they make that Junkrat switch just in one fight?
Yeah, that's Junkrat.
Wow, that's a pretty speedy Riptire. But I guess there was so many people around the choke point that you have so much spam damage, you're gonna get the Riptire. It's not by the end of the fight.
Yeah, so many ultis by Lawless. They don't have anything right now except for the Diva Bomb.
That's a nice sound barrier, but there is gonna be an anti. Emperor is just getting harvested, and SilentTitan, once again, he's playing very far up as Liana. Here comes the Diva Bomb. I think this is catching people. Wow, Court of Law. That's it. I think that's it. I mean, like I said, that's been twice now for Lawless. They found 2 fight-winning Diva Bombs.
Wow, you know, Wrenn might be able to actually do something here if there's enough
Hey,
time.
he hasn't even got demeched yet. Okay, now he has. Oh, but he gets forced off.
Yeah, there's really not a whole lot he could have done there.
And that's the classic 3 CP, payload scenario. But yeah, like you're just kind of like, you kind of just, lots of the maps you get held off right before you complete the map.
Yeah, it happens. It's crazy. Another fat Diva Bomb from the side of Lawless. These guys really just keep them coming.
Wrenn wants a chicken tender.
Chicken tender pub sub.
All right, that's interesting. Anyways, so what do you think that both teams can, like, what do you think they did well? What do you think they can improve on this next push?
Again, like I gotta say, I'm really happy with how Zud Daddies were playing this round. They were finally getting the team play I was hoping for. Using their ultimates really well. I think just in that last point, they got a little too giddy. They're like, oh, we're almost there. Let's just go. And they were trying to rush it like ZudZubbies Rocket Barrage, a little too close to the ground. So that even despite being nanoed and healed, he got flashbang, ult canceled immediately, and then focused down by the Reaper.
I mean, I think once they saw that double Riptide coming in the boom, at that point you kind of just like, you think you won that fight, but then another, like I said, this happened to Zud Daddies twice. They lost the fight because of 2 triple Diva Bombs. And it shows how Diva Bomb is such, I think in my opinion, one of the most game-changing ults.
It definitely can be, but I think that's why, I still say that's why positioning is so important.
Yeah, because you know they haven't used Diva Bomb in a while. You always, like, when you're playing on a team like this against another, like, well-organized team, you have to have someone who can check the ults, because if you just play like they don't have any ultimates at all, how are you supposed to just play around stuff?
Yeah, I agree. I think another thing towards the end, they should have started focusing more after they got that double junk tire kill, because they had that fight. All they had to do was just immediately go on even more aggressive, and they could have taken it.
Yeah, I mean, now we're looking at the attack push from Lawless, right?
Yeah, one dive. No, attack from
Genji
Zud
Fair.
Daddies.
I like that. Yeah, I mean, this is. I honestly think Iconwall is one of the most interesting maps because it doesn't. Like one thing you can run like Iconwall is the Doomfist, which I was hoping we could see. But there's a lot of characters that on other maps you could run like on other payload maps. But on Iconwall, like you don't see a lot of Widowmaker because there's not as much other space. I just feel like there's so many characters that you can't run on Iconwall that you could on like other maps.
Yeah.
So it makes it a lot. Alright, sorry about that. Well, CabbageHead, he's just getting a couple kills here. This is going pretty evenly. DapperMafia finds ADS. And honestly, I think Lawless is going to win. I mean, yeah, DapperMafia just... Actually, DapperMafia kills himself, but there's the resurrection. The Mercy wants to, you know, save lives, and but a reset actually comes in here with a couple characters, and the Lucio and the Mercy are kind of staggered though. Yeah, Mercy's trapped in the room. You have the Lucio, you have the Winston on the Mercy. You can't do much as that as a Mercy. You have no way to fight a Winston. But DapperMafia finds Diancie, and yeah, this is it. This is just over right now.
Interesting. I wonder. I think VortyNoxx was backing off to give them more of a chance to reset, but it was too bad. They chased them all the way back in that room. Most of the team did, so ended up killing him and the Mercy, and then gave them enough time to cap.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, you're looking at this. ADS has earned his Tac Visor, but DapperMafia, he's got that barrage. You see Court of Law, she's got her bomb. But then you also look, you know, there's the Dragon Blade, there's almost the Valkyrie. Like there's so many ults, but there comes the bomb. Oh, that's kind of an oddly placed bomb. But yeah, we're seeing a couple of kills just trade from each team here. And of course, I think that res got canceled.
Yeah, seems to be the case.
But Emperor gets a res on CabbageHead, and here comes the Dragon Blade, the UG, and that's gonna come in here. It looks like it's not gonna find anyone though, and I mean, looks like that. Yeah, Zud Daddies are gonna turn this fight around with a couple kills there. And looking at the card here, it's just the supports and the Winston. Lucio's gonna go down. Honestly, I think you back out here. I don't even think you try to push this fight.
Yeah, absolutely. Pretty clear. It's just a lost fight.
Mercy needs to move. She has no one to shift to. Oh, she almost died there because if your Mercy got staggered there, that would have been unfortunate. But actually, DapperMafia finds Diancie somehow. And
yeah,
Diancie is holding the Valkyrie as well, so that's a huge ult they lost there.
Yeah, although the spawn advantage is definitely on the side of Lawless too. It's gonna take a little while for Diancie to get back.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm been giving a lot of credit to the support players, but I was seeing that SilentTitan. I feel like he's been doing a good job of kind of keeping up his team in the back here but he's also been holding sound barrier for all here. But speaking of well, I should not speak of anything, but you know, Beezlur, you know, trying to direct some attention to sports, and then Beezlur's like, no, I want that show to be on the tanks, and he finds 2 kills. And yeah, I mean, yeah, like I said, both Lucios I feel like have been getting their sound quite fast, and there is the sound barrier. That was very questionable.
Yeah, this was definitely a one fight. They definitely could have used that later on.
Yeah, I feel like both sides with like the Moira and the Lucios from both sides, I feel like especially the Moira ults, but lots of support ults have been used kind of strangely this game.
Here we see DapperMafia holding up above, waiting for a chance to use a rocket barrage.
Yeah, he's kind of floating over here. He sees the Reinhardt. He knows that Reinhardt's back. And that Earth Shatter, dropping that shield just for that second, leaves their Reinhardt open to the barrage. He took advantage of that and killed the Reinhardt. But a resurrection onto Reinhardt, that's also able to force the Mercy up in the air. And there's a barrage from the other team, but he gets shut down. And then a whole Hog's gonna come out, just trying to zone this Reinhardt into a corner. But that Reinhardt shield can eat up so much damage. Whoa, that Reinhardt just went flying. I don't know how that happened. But Lawless looks like they're going to take this fight. Yeah, and wow. Actually, Vorty's charge there. He hit the Lucio, but it actually stopped him from touching the point in time.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. Especially not dying after being flinged across the map by the whole Hog. It looked like he could have stalled for another few precious seconds, but it didn't matter. The
Court of Law got trapped there, so that's going to be some nice ult charge. Yeah, we are going to... Wait. Oh, yeah, there is a Junkrat. Okay. ZudZubbies on the Junkrat. Court of Law kind of just... She's like petting that Diva Bomb. But here comes Attack Visor. That finds Kaldhen. That's huge. Looks like... I mean, even just taking out the Lucio... I mean, DapperMafia once again. He's just going to bomb himself there with his own rockets. But yeah, I think that's a fight wonder from the Zud Daddies.
Yeah, not a bad way to stop the fight. Although there were no ults.
Once again, CabbageHead with a like this... Lots of questionable ults. Like, sure, he finds the Moira, but he's all alone. You don't want to use that ult. Is a nice... Like, once that Ryan shield drops, Whole Hog could be a nice ult to use.
Definitely. Now we got 2 ults coming from the side of Lawless.
Yeah, I mean, CabbageHead, he actually stayed alive, but then he dies, but he finds Wrenn. CabbageHead actually might have been a nice factor, and that was a huge beat job. He dropped from so high up. And there's the Diva Bomb. Oh, that might kill the, that might just zone them off the point here. I think that's what they intended to use it for. It's just a zoning out there, just to get them the room to start moving this payload. I mean, we're seeing that another Diva Bomb's gonna come. I think it's gonna be another. No, actually, it just hits the side of the wall. Unfortunately, gonna block most of its range. There's a Riptire, and this might get some kills here, and it doesn't actually. If I was gonna kill the Roadhog there, but I can see he's taking a breather. Yeah, he's all healed up now.
Yeah,
I mean, oh, but yeah, this is, I mean, at that point, you see the Lucio in the front lines, maybe you'd rather go for him, but, I mean, we're seeing both teams are running a junk right now, so there's lots of spam coming from both sides, and the card's starting to reverse itself. Honestly, if I'm CabbageHead here, I think he's. I would try to get out because I feel like he's developing a bad habit. Because when you're that Roadhog there, you don't want to be behind. You need to be up front, like soaking up the damage for your team. Because Roadhog's not a flanker, right? And actually, while they're all distracted, the cart's being moved. We almost saw Z9 there.
I just saw a sneaky back cap.
Yeah, but unfortunately for the side of Lawless, they managed to realize, the other team managed to realize at the last second that no, we don't want that back cap happening. And here comes the D-bomb that might find some kills. And it does find Emperor, and that's something that's in both supports here. And we see VortyNoxx getting a nice charge on the least. They're going to find a good pickup there. And that might be it. That might be the end of the fight. And I think that was good. I mean, we saw from the side of Zud Daddies, they only used one ult that fight, the D.Va bomb.
Yeah, it was really well placed too. I don't know if it was intentional or not, but as Emperor was rezzing, the D.Va bomb plays in.
And you can't cancel a res, right? So it's
exactly.
Just, you know that that's a free kill, and Mercy's one of those free kills you want to take. Even after the nerf, she's still an important piece to a team.
And we got the junk tire and Valkyrie.
But ads or ADS gets hooked in. SilentTitan's getting turned down. Another Rip Tire. And I don't know, yeah, he's trying. I don't know if he targeted down the Roadhog here. He finds Beezlur, that's worth it. That's a nice pick. And both teams just firing in the hole here. This Rip Tire coming in. DapperMafia goes in the back. I think not even finding a D-Mech, but a huge shatter here coming from VortyNoxx. And it's going to find a Lucio, but actually VortyNoxx is taking up a Cabbage. So really not as much fall off on the shatter as I think they would have liked.
Yeah, now
yeah, go ahead.
No, now Lawless is running the triple tank with the.
Ooh, that was a nice deep on the quarter lot. Found the Lucio in the back, but still 20 seconds on the clock. You have to realize this is the last fight. You have to commit everything to try to push this pillar, and you're still like have a couple inches to go on this pillar, not right next to it, right? So still a little bit of like tiny little bit distant. That's a nice deep run. That might be. And he finds Emperor again. He's just not getting out when he needs to. And there's CabbageHead with the hog, gonna shred the Ryan ship. Ryan's gonna get a charge though. And honestly, I think we could see the side of Zud Daddies to take this fight because they're already up a couple in this fight. Here comes another Rip Tire, gets taken out by DapperMafia, but still, DapperMafia now firing in the hole. That D-Bomb is gonna find the Pulse Bomb, gonna find the and both Junkrats taking out each other's tire. And I think this might be the end of the fight here. It's just DapperMafia with, and he's a squishy, so Mercy's trying to touch here. I don't know if it's me enough. He will not touch the car, and there you go. Wow, Zud Daddies are gonna be able to take this map.
Perfect. Much better team play.
Yeah.
Again, that last fight though, I think it was not very good choices made by Lawless. I think they had 15 seconds left, but they still decided to hold right in front of the point instead of backing up, regrouping for one final coordinated push. I think that really cost them too.
Yeah, and Zud Daddies' Fury here was just game changing. He just took so many kills on this point here, the point where they couldn't even get on the point without losing a kill or losing a teammate to the fair. Yeah,
really shutting down DapperMafia's Reaper. Honestly, we could have used that fire the last couple of rounds.
So do you want to? I think honestly, do you want to try like? I'm gonna think we should award a player of the match here. And honestly, I don't know if you agree with this, but I think DapperMafia definitely.
Oh, as if that's something difficult to talk about.
Yeah, he got that huge D.Va bomb, and he also just played the Reaper so well. He just got so many kills for teams that I think DapperMafia was just a huge factor into taking those first 3 maps.
Oh yeah, he definitely pushed the team that one step further.
Yeah. All right. So I think we should just final thoughts. Any final thoughts we have on the team here, on both teams?
I think Zud Daddies, especially towards the end, did a lot more of what they need to do. Focus on working together better. Better ult usage, especially in that last map. They really did it. And if they keep improving here on out, I think the next match between these two teams
could be a lot closer.
Be a lot closer. Speaking of that, tomorrow at 8 p.m. is the next match. So make sure to tune in, everybody. Yeah, and I think honestly, if you're the Zud Daddies here, like ZudZubbies, he played that so well. I think you need to just stick with the roster you just ran and run that fair comp more, because I feel like that could really carry you farther, because that fair comp worked extremely well for him. Yep. Oh, and also that was a mistake. This is actually the last match because Lawless won last night and today, and it's a best of 3 set. Yeah. But still, Zud Daddies can still do a lot to improve in the future, and I'm sure they will. Yeah, all right. And 7 minutes objective time from Kaldhen as well. All right. Yeah, all right. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Yeah, see you guys. Thanks for watching, and see you guys later. Peace. Have a good night.